are doing a full core circuit today. We are going to spend the entire time on the floor today. So when you are ready, you can go ahead and meet me in all fours position, and we are going to do 30 seconds of bird dogs. So we're going to be just like this, and we're going to raise the opposite arm and leg, bringing them out parallel to the mat, and then touching them in the middle. So the trick here is to keep your core nice and stable and draw your belly button in towards your spine and keep pushing out of the mat. So this is our warm-up exercise. We're going to do each exercise for 30 seconds. You can sit back with a 15-second rest, and we're going to do each one twice. So we have a minute of each exercise total, and then we're going to go through the whole thing and be done. So come back up onto all fours, and we're going to switch with our opposite arm and leg on the other side now. Just warming up here. This is a perfect movement to work on stability in the core. Good time to focus on your breath too, and just warming up all the length of the spine, the shoulders, the knees, the hips, the whole kinetic chain. And making sure that your elbows are over your wrists and your shoulders are over your elbows. So we'll do that one more time on either side, and then that will be it for bird dogs. So we're going to take it on the opposite side now. And if you want to, maybe take it a little bit faster, add a little bit more of an intensity in the crunch, so that you're really squeezing your abs here. Your abs are what is keeping your body stable as your arm and your leg are moving. Good. Can you go a little bit faster? You have 7 seconds. See if you can keep focusing on your breath and set it back. Take a nice deep breath, smile, and then we're going to come up and we're going to go straight into the other side, and that's going to be our last bird dog. So coming back up, aligning your body in that tabletop position, and then taking it a little bit faster here, crunching, creating your own resistance, or at whatever pace feels good for you. This is maybe where your heart rate will come up a little bit just because you just started moving, and that's perfect. That's exactly what we want right here. You have 7 seconds. Just stay nice and steady. Tap your knee and sit back. Our next exercise is we have plank, and we have a full plank up on our wrists, and we're going to alternate between lifting our limbs. Just like this. So we're going to spend the whole time in a plank position, and we're just going to take it around, circle, lifting one arm, the other arm, and then the legs. So it's like adding a little bit of intensity and fire to that bird dog motion that we were just working on. So remember to breathe here, to keep your abs tucked in. Keep your belly button towards your spine, and sit back, rest. You can roll out your wrists if you need to. Make sure that they're feeling nice and warm. And we will come back up. This is going to be our last one. So really give it your all for this full 30 seconds. If you want to, you can take it in the opposite direction. And try to keep your back as parallel to the ground as possible here. So you're pushing out of your shoulders and your wrists, and you're keeping your midsection parallel to the ground. And you're smiling because it feels so good to move your body. You got 5 seconds. One more, another leg, and sit back. Our next exercise, we're just going to hold a plank. So you can do a high plank if you want to, or we can take it down into an elbow plank, wherever you are comfortable today. So if your wrists are tired, you can just take it right here. Push out of your shoulders. Make sure your elbows are underneath your shoulders. Your heels are pulling away from your body. Your spine is nice and elongated. you are just breathing, this is a nice little isometric hold, challenging your body to stay in this position. Your muscles are firing in both directions to hold this position. And go ahead and take a rest. Breathe, shake it out, and roll out your wrists. Short breaks here, so we're going to keep the body moving, keep the heart rate up, keep engaging the core. And we have just a 30-second plank here. So again, taking it either on your elbows or your wrists, and really pressing out the mat, keeping your gaze down in between your hands, not dropping your head or looking too far up, just relaxing the spine, keeping it long, protecting your neck, and taking nice deep breaths. See if you can push out of the mat a little bit more and claw into the mat with your fingers. Good practice for your grip strength. And come back down. That was our 2 planks. Our next exercise, we're going to go into penguins, but we're going to do it just on one side. So we'll come back down on to our back, and you're going to reach for just the right side first. So you're going to just pulse to the one side just like this, and you're reaching for your heel or even your toes if you can go that far, and you're only coming back to the midline here. So we're just crunching our right obliques on this side and keeping our upper body lifted, keeping your hand off the floor. So this is our first exercise to warm our obliques. You can come back down, rest that arm, shake it out. Make sure that your belly button is coming in towards your mat here in this position. And we're going to then come back up into our penguin position, and this time we're going to crunch to the other side. So we're just crunching to the left this time and getting the left oblique engaged. Just like this. See how far you can reach it. Imagine like your spine is doing a little arch motion. So you're sweeping around, making like a paintbrush stroke with your head. Crunching to the side. Getting that waistline engaged. And come back down and rest. We're going to do 2 more penguins, but this time we're going to do alternate on both sides. So take a nice big deep breath. Make sure your lower back's touching the mat. And then come up. And this time we're going to go just side to side. So you're tapping either heel and you're crunching on both sides, making sure that your upper body stays off the mat here. So you have a little crunch. It's like a little isometric crunch upwards as well. So you're really getting your full core here. You might also feel it in your arms since your arms are off the mat too, which is totally normal. And come back down. Take a nice big deep breath into your nose and out through your mouth. This is going to be our last penguin. So for this one, we're going to see how fast we can take it. Maybe do a little double time if you can. Just meet yourself wherever you're at and just take it side to side. So we're going faster, challenging yourself to go even faster. And that's where you push yourself, that's where the challenge is. This is our last one, so you only have to sprint it out for 12 more seconds. Keep going. You can do anything for 10 seconds. Really squeeze the core muscles. That's how you get those abs, and down. For our next exercise, we have toe tap crunches, so we're going to stay in that same position. We're going to come onto our back and reach our toes to the sky. You can have your feet flexed if you like, and we're going to put our hands together and reach for our toes. If you can't reach your toes, that's totally fine. You can reach for your shins as well, as long as you are crunching and reaching up towards the sky. If you need to have a little bit of a bend in your legs, you can, but try to keep them straight. Try to challenge yourself to do the full motion at whatever pace you can. Exhaling on the crunch. One more. And we'll take a rest. You can maybe rock your head side to side to release any of the tension that's there. And take a nice big deep breath, and then we're going to go into our second and last toe tap crunch. So bringing it up to the sky, And see if you can pulse it here a little bit faster than last time. So this is going to get the top of our abs really well. Still breathe. Keep focusing on your breath. Don't forget to breathe. Keeping your lower back touching the ground. Good. Okay, touch those toes. How many more can you do? Yeah, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Rock your head side to side. Let the tension go. And for our next exercise, we're going to be doing reverse crunches. So we'll stay in that position this time. Instead of reaching the top part of our core off the ground, we're going to reach our lower body off the ground, just like this. So you can have your hands out by your sides on the mat. If you need to, you can have them behind your head as well. And your feet can be next to each other, or you can actually cross them, which is totally fine. But you want to feel yourself driving that motion out of your lower stomach and controlling the motion. So you're not really flopping, but you're controlling the motion. Good. So you have 3 seconds here to give me a couple more. Really raise those hips towards the sky and rest. Take a nice deep breath. You can move your hips side to side if you need to. And then we have one more reverse crunch. So we're gonna go ahead and bring our legs up to the sky. You can cross your legs in the other opposite direction if you need to. And I like to keep my head off the ground just to protect my spine a little bit. Helps me concentrate the movement on my lower body. And just raising. So every time you do it, see if you can get your hips a little bit closer towards the ceiling. Challenge yourself to see how high you can get them up. Really crunching and exhaling on the crunch, just like that. Last one. Good. Okay, our next exercise, we have V-sit punches. So we're gonna come up onto our glutes, bend the knees. We'll lean back a little bit as if we were going to do Russian twist, but instead we're going to do a little punch motion. To kick up the intensity, we'll bring our feet into that boat pose, and we're just punching on either side, just like this. So this is really going to challenge your obliques. And you also got a little bit of an isometric hold there, so keep going. Don't mind my crazy hair. You got 5 seconds. Punch, 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 and down. And we're going to take one more in a double time. So we're going to see if we can take it twice as fast this time. So take a nice deep breath. Lean back. Lift your feet off the mat if you can. And get your fist. And we're going to punch, 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 punch. Try to keep your midsection as still as possible as you move to either side. And your feet are glued together here. You can have your toes pointed or flexed, it doesn't matter. Just keep them together, keep them off the floor if you can, parallel to the ground, and keep twisting. Faster, 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 faster. Just like this. Feels good, burn feels good, I know you can feel it. And rest. Our next exercise, we're gonna take it back down onto the mat, and we're gonna do some bicycles. So, you know bicycles. Make sure your lower back is still touching the ground. You send your hands behind your head, and we're gonna touch opposite wrist to knee. So I always say this, you know it, you're not trying to touch your elbow, you're trying to touch your wrist. You're trying to do a full crunch here. Push yourself to really reach to the opposite side. See if you can take it further than just your elbow. Crunch. So you're not just bringing your leg up, you're also bringing your chest towards your leg. That's where the intensity comes in. And rest down. I know you can feel the burn. Let your abs rest for a second. And breathe. Let's come up and we'll prepare to take it double time. So opposite wrist to knee. And this is like a bicycle sprint here. So see how fast you can take it, wherever that is today. Just push yourself to squeeze those abs. And crunch, 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 crunch. You're over halfway there. You're sprinting up a hill on your bicycle and it feels so good. You want to get your heart rate up. How high can you get your heart rate? Keep going. 3, 2, 1. Good. rest. For our next exercise, we're gonna have leg drops. So we'll come back down onto the mat. We will send our legs up to the sky. If you need to, you can put your hands underneath your bum, and we're gonna do double leg drops, just like this. So the trick here is to make sure that you are protecting your lower back by keeping it touching the mat and drawing the movement right out of your core. If you want to keep your head off the mat, you can do that if that feels more comfortable, and take the range of motion that you are capable of taking today. So if that means you have to keep it up here at the top, that's totally fine. If you can take it all the way down, that's also great. Let's do one more. And rest. If your abs are feeling fatigued, you can do alternate leg drops on this next one. Or if you want to push yourself, you can see if you can take it even further down to the mat. I'm going to keep my hands underneath the bottom of my spine here, just to help keep my lower back on the mat. And what you want to do here is breathe in when your legs are going down, and then exhale as your legs come up. And that oxygen that fills your lungs, that air that fills your lungs on the way down, is going to help stabilize your core when you're in that challenging position. Let's do just a few more here. You might feel this in the tops of your thighs as well, which is totally normal. Last one. And rest. Okay, we only have one more exercise, and that is mountain climbers. So this is going to be our final push. So we're going to come back into that high plank position, and we're going to do 2 of these. So you can take it nice and slow if that's where you're at. Maybe pick it up just like this. So it's important to push out of the mat and draw your knees up towards your chest, and try to keep your hips down low so they're parallel to the ground. You don't want them up here. Try to keep them down here. And breathe. You only got 3 seconds. Keep going, keep going. And rest in child's pose. I know that feels good. Good, good, good. Okay, we have 3 seconds. We're gonna come back up into mountain climbers. This is our last one. So take this one as fast as you can. This one's a sprint. This is our final push. This is our burnout. This is you engaging your abs and keeping your heart rate up and breathing and pushing out of the mat and feeling so strong. I know that this part is the hardest part. That's why it makes the biggest difference. That's why you're gonna feel good when you're done. You only have 8 more seconds. So keep pushing. Can you draw your knees up even further? Can you go even faster? 3, 2, 1, rest. Come into child's pose. And let those arms relax. And we have made it through our core circuit for this morning. So breathe. We'll come back up into the figure 4 position not figure 4, in the all fours position. And we'll just take some cat cows here. Moving our spine in big arches. This is gonna feel nice and good for the abs. We just work them. They might be a little tight. Taking your time in this nice cow position to look up to the sky and pretend like your top of your head is drawing towards the end of the tailbone. And you can also take it side to side here, just like this, making big C's with your spine as well. Maybe just wiggling it out, letting it feel good. And we will come sit down and do a little spinal twist. So don't mind this. We'll come and we'll just put our, so I'll do this so you can see me. We'll put our feet like this and we'll twist towards the knee that is up. You can grab onto it if you need to. And we're gonna look back behind us, squeezing out our midsection, twisting our core muscles. And take a big deep breath here, and on your exhale, see if you can twist just a little bit more into it. Good, and then we will come back to face front. We will switch, so we'll put our other leg on the ground. Bring the opposite ankle in front. I'll do this so you can mimic me. And then we can hug that knee or even press away from it and turn. You might feel a little pop in your spine, which is totally fine. Bringing out the abs in the opposite direction. Also bringing out your organs. Take a breath. And on your exhale, see if you can go a little bit further. Allow the twist to come out of the base of your spine. And you can go ahead and release. If you would like, you can challenge yourself here to stretch out your abs in either a glute bridge position. So just raise your hips up and allow them to stretch out. When you're doing a lot of crunch motions, so you want to move in the opposite direction. Or if you're feeling adventurous today, you can join me in a wheel pose, putting your hands next to your ears here and pushing up just for a second. And breathe. Maybe gently move your neck. Feel the stretch in your stomach if you're capable, or just that glute position, glute bridge position. Hug down. Good. Bring your knees in. Rock side to side. Breathe. And you can do whatever feels good for you here. I'm going to come back up and meet you in a seated position. We'll take one more stretch, reaching our hands overhead and then reaching over to one side, bending at the elbow and taking our knees towards the sky just a little bit, stretching out those obliques, lean back. Another breath. Let it feel good. Let your body say thank you. And we will come back down, reach our hands overhead, and we'll come back to the other side now. So reaching that other arm all the way over, bending at the elbow. Take your gaze towards the sky and stretch out that other oblique. Lean back. Feel that nice big stretch. Say thank you, body. Feel how strong your midsection is. Come back up. Reach your hands overhead, lengthen that spine, and bring your hands to prayer position or to your heart. Thank you for joining me for this class and for working out with me together. Thank you for giving love to your body today, for challenging yourself for just a short while. Good, and notice how you feel different than when you started the class, when you started the workout. Notice how your body feels different. Maybe you feel more relaxed, maybe your heart rate's up, maybe you can feel the strength in your core that was just engaged. Perhaps you can feel your nervous system calmed down from the breathing. Whatever it is, notice how the combination of the movement and the breath work, the stillness and stretching at the end maybe changed your demeanor, changed how you feel today, and remember that and take it into your next workout. I also have a bunch of meditations on Patreon that are all they're all recorded and up there for you to watch as many times as you want, but I do them all live streamed. And then I also do personal coaching if you are interested, working on meditation, anything from just calming the nervous system to weight loss goals, because I'm a personal trainer. So if you're interested in that, you can always send me a message. I'm KatieLynnLives everywhere: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. You're on Twitch, Insight Timer, which is my meditation platform, Patreon, and my website is KatieLynnLives.com, and also my email, KatieLynnLives@gmail.com.